Welcome. Welcome to the unboxing video of Everdell Spirecrest, the Collector's Edition. Now, another beautiful box. More than just beautiful, it feels beautiful too. Wonderful. I love the feel of it. It's a wonderful feeling for this box. So let's open up this box and see what's inside. Alright. Well, we got another catalog for the games, for Starling Games. So, another catalog. Then we have the rules of play, so we can learn how to play with this expansion. So, now the rule book is just going to show you what would come with the retail version. So if you got the retail version, this is exactly what it would look like. If you got the collector's edition, yes, it would still look like this, because this here is the additional stuff for the collector's edition. So all of the stuff that comes with the collector's edition is on here instead of that rulebook over there. So I guess we'll just have to maybe slide it in to the rulebook somewhere, so that way it doesn't get all damaged. But nonetheless, that's really cool that they did it that way. And we have something here that kept the... I liked this little foam thing. Now this kind of foam is the only kind of foam I really like to touch that doesn't bother my hands. But it kept the board from sliding around in the box, so that's good. So it keeps our board in good shape, which we of course want. Don't want any damaged boards on the way over. Now this is what the board looks like, and so if you are familiar with the board for the base game, it just goes in at the bottom of the base board. It just fits in nicely, because right here is the meadow, and so it just goes in right there nicely. So that's nice that this comes with its own board as well for Spirecrest, which is pretty cool, you know. And in the base game of Everdell, there was a mention of Spirecrest as part of the overview of how Everdell came to be and all that. And Spirecrest was one of the places that this one traveler went to when he came to Everdell long time ago. And anyways, one of the other places that they mentioned, which doesn't seem is mentioned on this book, but one of the places they mentioned was some sort of desert as well. So I forget what the desert was called, but it was sort of like a desert-like area. So I'm wondering if they'll make an expansion with that desert's name as well, because I mean they did it for Spirecrest, and that was just part of the overview of the game. So maybe they'll do another expansion that's sort of like a desert-themed expansion or something. Who knows? Wouldn't surprise me, since they did it for Spirecrest anyway. And then we've got the tokens and more points, and obviously this is for the expansions of Spirecrest. So it looks like it's got a lot of cool stuff on it. Meek's Crossing, Lily Ponds, Little Dell, Bubbling Springs, The Bog, Cuddler's Cove, Stumpy Knoll, Fort Faraway, Meerkat Canyon, Yara's Patch, Long Leg Forest, Kibler Ferry, Burrowdell, the Amber Caves, Shipwreck Shore, Badger's Teeth, Newberry Fields, Dugworm Gully, Quokka Village, Bright Coat Bloom, Twin Bridges, Mirror Lake, Misfire Falls, Cold-Blooded Desert, and then these just have Everdell on them. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder how that will all play into the game. Looks like we have the frog. Oh, no. These are the rabbits. So, every player will get a rabbit if you're going to play with Spirecrest. Every player will get a rabbit. And just one, though. So they made all of the rabbits available in basically every color that's come out thus far. So if you assuming you have Pearlbrook already, you would probably have the collector's edition of Pearlbrook. And if you did, well, you would be able to get a rabbit for one of the critters from Pearlbrook if that was the one you decided to play with when you were playing with Spirecrest, obviously. So basically, there's a rabbit for every color thus far, or every critter thus far. So whatever critter you choose to be, you're still going to get a rabbit if you're playing with Spirecrest. And not only that, but there's also frogs, frog ambassadors. So Pearlbrook had frog ambassadors, which are basically the equivalent of the rabbits in the Spirecrest version of Everdell. And so they made a whole bunch of extra frog ambassadors, one for each player, for all the different critters that you could possibly choose. So that's another reason why they did that. And from what I understand, since they add 2 critters to Belfair, they add a couple more frog ambassadors and rabbits for those critters as well in the game, which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now let's see here. Hold on. I used to be pretty good at this with one hand. Some of these are harder to open with one hand than others. There we go. So here's the frog ambassadors. Pretty cool. Frog ambassadors. Obviously, you'll only use these frog ambassadors if you have Pearlbrook already, and you're also playing with Pearlbrook. If you don't have Pearlbrook, then, you know, you're just gonna keep them in the bag until you do. So I decided to get Spirecrest first for 2 reasons. One, I heard Spirecrest was the best of the 3 expansions, and I also found out that the collector's edition of Spirecrest comes with lizards. And I love lizards. So I knew I had to get them first. So that way I could play with them every time I play Everdell. Even if I don't play with the Spirecrest Collector's Edition expansion when I play Everdell, I still want to have access to all these extra workers, so that way I can play with my most favorite one. And this way, if for some reason somebody else wants to play with lizards once in a while, they certainly can, because then I can have more critters to choose from. Like, I don't know. You have the foxes, for instance. Now, that does come with the retail version of Spirecrest. So we got the foxes, red foxes. But, obviously, I love these guys. The lizard meeples. Oh, yes, I am gonna love playing with these guys as my worker when I play with Everdell. Even if I'm not playing with the expansion of Spirecrest, I still wanted these. And then we have the owl. So that's another player. That's another critter that you could play with as well. And if somebody took the lizards and turtles, I might play with the owls once in a while too. Or the foxes, maybe them too, I don't know. And then these are the moles. Oh, yeah, so these are the moles as well. So that's another animal critter that they added for Spirecrest that you can play with. So that's really cool. But that's not all the meeples that are in this expansion. There are actually more. But they only work with certain cards. Meaning you can't use them unless you have played certain cards. But here we have the pheasant. See, it's very large. It's too big for your normal worker, obviously, because the critters are all that size. So this is for something different. You get to use this with certain cards. So we have a blue pheasant, which is cool. What else do we got here? We've got nice white wolf by the looks of it. So that's another big, giant animal meeple. We also have, I want to say this is a yak. I'm going to assume that's a yak. It looks like a yak. And then we have the moose. So that's a big one. The moose. What else we got? We got more than that. We got black bear, by the looks of it. Sort of like a black bear. Maybe it's a brown bear. I bet you it's a brown bear. Probably. Probably a brown bear. And then, what else we got? It's a little smaller, but we got some sort of warthog, maybe? I didn't really look and see which ones it came with. Let's see here. Maybe it says it in the rule book. No, it doesn't say it there. It just shows you the pictures of some of them, but it doesn't even, looks like it doesn't even have yeah, so, if I'm not mistaken, the collector's edition is, yeah, so the collector's edition came with this one. So if you don't get the collector's edition, you don't get the pheasant, for sure. And, what else do you not get if you don't get the collector's edition besides the pheasant? Looks like you get most of the others I've shown you. Let's see, we got 2 more at least. I want to say that's a condor or a vulture, and that does not come with the retail version. So if you get the retail version, you do not get this. So that's another animal, giant animal that you don't get if you don't get the collector's edition. What else do we got? Not sure what this is. I can't really tell. I want to say it's a bird of some kind, but I'm not really sure for sure. Definitely don't know for sure. But this one does come with the retail version, I think. So which one is the third one that doesn't come? Let's see here. The wolf does, yes. What else do we got? We got, I think it's this one that doesn't come. Yeah. So whatever this is, I want to say some sort of warthog or something like that. Or pig or something. This does not come with the collector's edition. I suppose whatever that is, I could live without. But, man, the blue pheasant, I like that one. That's very appealing. And this one here, the vulture or condor, whatever it is also really nice. And then, of course, obviously, if I didn't get the collector's edition, I wouldn't have got the coolest meeple there is, the lizards. What's your favorite meeple? Mine's the lizards. I'm sure you guys all have a favorite meeple if you like Everdell, but definitely the lizard is mine, for sure. So what else do we got? Well, we got something else over here. These are the saddles. I'm not going to take them out of the bag, but these are the... Well, actually, maybe I should. It's already open anyway. Yeah, let's take them out of the bag. See if I can maneuver one of these saddles onto one of the animals. Let's see here. What would be easiest? How would I go about doing it? Can I even do it with one hand? That's another question. I don't think it's possible to do it with one hand. I think you would need 2 hands to do it. I'm sort of... Yeah, I don't think you can. Huh. Let's see here. We're not going to go on that way. Let's try this one. Oh, I got it on this one. See? So there's the saddle. Goes on these bigger animals. And then the workers are supposed to go on these saddles, supposedly. Let's see if I can get a worker on there, though. It's a little tight. Yeah, I don't know if I can with one hand. I also don't think I should use a lizard. Let's try the fox with one hand. Maybe that would be easier. Let's see. Yeah, that's really tight. Huh. Yeah, I don't think you could possibly do it without messing with the meeple. Without destroying it anyway. There we go. Got it on. Okay. So there we go. Sorry about that. But it was totally worth it. Because see now, doesn't that look adorable? Doesn't that look cute? We got a fox riding on a pig. Or a warthog or something. So that's pretty cool. So that's what those are for. So you can put a worker on these guys for, I don't know, special power or something. If you get a certain card or something. So that's pretty cool though. They were just a little tight, but I guess that if it wasn't tight, they would just fall off anyway. So though, that's pretty cool. So that's something else. Now the only thing left to show you are the cards that come with, obviously, this expansion. And let's start with these tiny ones. So we have some really small ones. Let's see here. Flooding. Wildfire. So there's a lot of weather-related stuff going on in this game. And it will obviously cause some problems for us in the game, making it maybe more difficult to play, or more strategic, if you will. For the wildfire, you immediately place one of your workers here permanently. So that's definitely something you don't want to get, obviously, because if this was drawn or playing somehow, you would get stuck with this, and you would have to place your worker here, and you'd lose him for the rest of the game, which is obviously something you don't want, obviously. So we got hail, lightning storms, heavy rain, tornado, severe wind, heat wave, drought, deep freeze, dense fog, and a blizzard. And that's all the small little ones. And these will be some sort of weather-related thing, obviously. And looks like they're also available for all the different seasons. It looks like those are for winter, and looks like those are for spring or summer. I think these are here. These three are for spring, I think, and then these would be obviously autumn. So that's pretty cool. Then we have the big cards that go with this expansion to look at. Oh, see? It is a pig, because pigs go after truffles. So that represents the pig. So that's cool. So if you want to play with this meeple, this big one, you're going to have to play with this card, which may not be something you get every game, obviously. And we have the Prospector and a Mountaineer. Ooh, we have another big critter. The Moose, obviously. Sunblaze Trail. Green Sprout Trail. Mist Rise Trail. Ever Blossom Trail. Starfall Trail. Ooh, a map seller. So we have some new worker placement areas, it looks like. Cartographer's Cavern. Trail Guide. Man, these are just beautiful. That's a Northern Cardinal. They're supposed to add the Northern Cardinal to the Belfair expansion. Then there's Archaeologist. Forager. Another another worker placement area. Tezel's Laboratory. Another big critter. So obviously vulture, probably, right? So that's obviously that. Here's our peacock, or the pheasant. So that's cool. Bilson Trail. Cloud Rim Peak, Storm Vale, Malia Mines. What else do we got? Grey Cloak's Hideout, Ruins of Spire, Ancient Orchard, Honeypaw. Well, here's our bear. And I guess it's more of an ibex of some kind, maybe, than a yak. I'm not sure if it's a yak or an ibex or something like that. Then we have the wolf. And, oh, here's that other bird that I couldn't figure out. Eagle, by the looks of it. Yeah, bald eagle. So that's what that was. Well, you know, the maple wasn't bald, so it was hard to say that that was an eagle. You know. So, some beautiful cards, though. Of course, I don't know what most of this even does, so I'm going to have to learn. But yeah, you get the point. That the meeples, the big ones, work with these cards, and you have to have the card in order to play with the big meeples. You don't get access to the big meeples if you don't have the card. Ooh, I like that one. Serpent's Pass. That's the first snake I've seen in this game. Awesome. Okay, cool. Alright, and that's all the cards. So, thank you guys for watching. This one was a little bit longer than my average unboxing video, for sure. But, it was totally worth it for all these new meeples. There were so many meeples to look at, so many big ones. So many. This expansion is definitely one of the coolest expansions for a game I've ever seen, for sure. And you just can't beat the lizards. And you know, you can't beat the owls either. Those are awesome. The foxes are awesome too. I mean, the only ones that, you know, I probably won't play with very often is the moles. But maybe somebody else will like playing with the moles versus the mice, or something like that. But still, that's really cool, nonetheless. And obviously, we'll all get to play with rabbits. So that's cool. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this unboxing video. Everdell Spirecrest. See you guys next time.